From Wood TV8, this is a breaking news alert.
I shot him because I believed he was going to use it on me.
All right, please.
So what I'm going to do is declare a mistrial in this case.
We always knew there was a possibility. It's a difficult case. This was not an easy case. This is not a simple case.
I do not think this case should be retried. I don't think it should have been charged in the first place.
I want to say that it hurt my family, my wife. We are bleeding. We are in pain.
More than 3 years after the death of Patrick Lyoya, his family heartbroken after a jury failed to reach a decision in the trial of Christopher Schurr.
A tense 2 weeks inside and outside the Kent County Courthouse came to a sudden halt at 9:55 this morning. That's the moment the jury deliberating the former Grand Rapids police officer's fate for 21 hours told the judge it was still deadlocked. Tonight, we'll walk you through what led up to the moment and break down reaction from some of the major figures in the trial.
We have comprehensive coverage, but we want to begin tonight with News 8's Brittany Flowers, who was inside the courthouse today when the mistrial was announced.
Brian and Sue, both the prosecution and the defense took some time to speak with jurors following the announcement to understand what things they were hung up on and the focus of their debates. They agreed the jurors were thorough, paid attention, asked good questions, but it wasn't enough to reach a verdict.
What happened today is not what anybody was expecting or wanted.
It's hard to say that we feel like this was a victory.
After more than 3 years of waiting, it's not the outcome anyone had hoped for.
This was something we were hoping to get a conclusion. We thought we'd put a good case forward. Obviously, the jury thought differently. They were hung.
Both prosecutor Chris Becker and defense attorney Matthew Borgula offering gratitude to the jurors who spent around 21 hours deliberating on whether or not to charge former Grand Rapids police officer Christopher Schurr with second-degree murder in the death of Patrick Lyoya.
It's really a good jury. I mean, they paid attention. They took a lot of notes.
I tend to believe that most people are going to be fair-minded, and talking to the jurors, they really were.
Though the prosecutor would not give any indication of which way the jury was leaning, Borgula had this to say.
It was overwhelmingly in favor of acquittal, and there were holdouts on the other side.
Schurr's defense team believes much of the evidence presented was irrelevant, including concepts like officer-created jeopardy and overarching policy.
A criminal trial for murder should never be about broader, very important questions about policy. And that's why we think this case shouldn't have been tried.
And though the prosecutor felt they put a good case forward, he called it a difficult one with many issues to consider.
Was it the moment the shot was fired? Was that what you're supposed to look at, or is it looking at the totality of the circumstances more, I was arguing? Was a taser a dangerous weapon or not a dangerous weapon?
As for whether he plans to retry this case.
Not going to make a decision right now.
And I'll be back in a few minutes.
The prosecutor says the decision to retry the case is a big one. He doesn't want to rush it. However, out of respect for everyone involved and the community, he hopes to know, quote, relatively quickly. Sue and Brian.
Okay, Brittany, thank you. As you just heard, Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker has not said whether or not he will retry Christopher Schurr in the future.
So what happens now? Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker, who sat through every minute of this trial, joining us at the set to explain how he got here, and Ken, what could happen next?
Well, you know, Brian, Sue, I think what's so hard about this conclusion is that it's just not a conclusion at all. I mean, this has been a long time coming, like 3 years, and lots of appeals, and finally this trial. And, you know, both sides praised the jury, had really high praise for this jury, that they paid close attention, took notes, asked some good questions, and you know, as of Tuesday, it looked like it was going to be over. I mean, they were deadlocked. It was impassable, and the judge sent them back, and clearly they took what she said to heart, because you expected when they came back Wednesday, we were all thinking by noon Wednesday, this is going to be over. It's going to be deadlocked. And then by the end of the day yesterday, and then they're like, wow, it's still going. And then it seems kind of obvious that maybe they decided, let's sleep on it, see if anyone changes their mind. An hour into today at 9:30 this morning, they came in. And what's interesting, I'm sitting in the courtroom, and the Lyoya family's on one side, the Schurr family and supporters is on another, and the tension in there was just palpable. And maybe the judge knew that they were going to say they were deadlocked, but nobody else seemed to know that. So we didn't know if there was going to be a guilty verdict, not guilty, or, you know,
drama.
deadlocked. So,
that's for
yeah.
sure.
Brittany touched on it a little bit, but the defense attorney really emphasized how much the issue that was brought into this case about officer-created jeopardy is what he felt was very unfair. Can you talk a little more about that?
What's interesting is the prosecutor's experts were saying that Christopher Schurr made some mistakes that led to the shooting, and if it wasn't for his mistakes, this never would have happened. They should consider that. One was they think that he should have just let him go, pick him up on another day on a warrant, and that he pulled the taser within arm's reach, which was too close, and put himself in danger. And the defense's argument is, wait a minute, if an officer makes one mistake at the beginning, he no longer has the right to defend himself at the end, and that was their argument.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Ken Kolker, thank you again for your insight and analysis on this and the reporting on this trial. More to come.
Ken, thank you.